Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nelson, and my partner's name is Ernesto, and together we worked on television in Japan history, the role, and the content. In Japan's nationwide television network, we have the NHK National Broadcasting Service, the Tokyo Broadcasting System, the TV Tokyo Network, and much more. Japan has a national broadcasting service called the NHK, which is funded through subscriptions which are mandatory for all resident families in possession of a television device. While there is a mandate, there is no penalty in place for those who do not subscribe. They offer several channels which are viewable when a TV is connected to the cable outlets found in the walls of homes. There are seven nationwide television networks, 2 owned by the National Public Broadcaster, NHK, and 5 private key stations as listed. Although some of the network names are used for only news programming, the applicable organizations also distribute a variety of other programs over most of the same stations. Establishment of TV in Japan. Television in Japan was introduced in 1939 but halted by World War II. Broadcast equipment were locally manufactured. Commercial broadcasting on NHK existed side by side since 1952. In June of 1948, NHK conducted Japan's first post-war public TV broadcast experiment. In February of 1950, it set up an experimental TV station at the Technical Research Laboratory, and starting in November, it began airing weekly for 3 hours as an experimental radio transmission. NHK commenced regular TV broadcasting on February 1st of 1953. Although at the beginning there was only one dedicated TV studio for NHK use, all broadcasting equipment with the exception of the image orthicon were domestically manufactured. Kinds of TV in Japan. There are digital, terrestrial, cable, and satellite television. Commercial terrestrial television broadcasters in Japan have specified regions. These network stations facilitate free viewing of high-quality commercial television programming anywhere in Japan. Introduced in 1944, cable TV is limited to rural mountainous areas and outlying islands where terrestrial television is poor. Japan Satellite Broadcasting, which is Japan's first private satellite broadcasting company, launched its service in April of 1991. Moreover, 11 companies using communication satellites started getting off the ground in 1995. Roles of TV in Japan. Some of the roles are to establish social order, unite the nation, means to access major sports and national events, and also provide accurate information in times of crisis. TV is viewed upon one of 3 most coveted household appliances in Japan, right after the electric refrigerator and the electric washing machine. TV broadcasters began to create a variety of programs from news and documentaries to educational programs and dramas. Today, virtually all households have 1 or more TVs, and TV broadcasting is extremely important. It is viewed as a vehicle for advertisement, as a source for breaking news, and as means to access major sports and national events. When the Great East Japan earthquake struck in March of 2011, television was by far the medium of choice for people seeking information during the hour following the disaster, accounting for 71% of the total. Television proved highly effective in the situation, with 77% of viewers making positive comments about the information relayed on the television. Some were such as, "It was extremely helpful" or "very helpful." Legal limitations of TV broadcasts. Some legal limitations include broadcast law stipulating freedom of program editing and establishing broadcast programs' deliberative bodies. Japanese television broadcasters' operations are subject to the broadcast law and the radio law. The objective of the broadcast law is to promote robust development of broadcasting by stipulating freedom of program editing and establishing broadcast program deliberative bodies. The radio law also aims to enhance public welfare by ensuring the fair and efficient usage of the airwaves. To participate in the television broadcasting business, a company must be licensed by the Minister for Internal Affairs and Communications, who oversee the radio and broadcasting business. These are the references. And before I end the PowerPoint, I want to apologize for the lack of photos, as there were no accurate images when searching the topic for this PowerPoint. With that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day.